Yo, 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 how y'all doing? How y'all doing? How y'all doing? I'd like for y'all to first and foremost like and subscribe if you're watching this on YouTube. We coming to you today on multiple different sites. Today I'm trying to basically give you a description of me, who I am, why I do what I do, and why I feel that it's fundamental for a lot of people to do what I do. Okay, so here it is. As you know, I'm 27. Uh, I moved here in Illinois in 2000. Full blood Haitian. My mother has 3 kids. Uh, my father, my mother and my father was split. My mother has 3 different fathers for each child. My mom passed away not too long ago in the year of '09. Now, throughout my history growing up, you feel what I'm saying? I've been harassed and bullied and tortured, not tortured, but frightened by the police for a while, you know, and it's just now, recently that I'm coming to grounds and coming to conclusions on how to go about things the right way, or a better way, or a way so that they won't no longer harass and bully me, you know, and what I really want to call it decline my pursuit of happiness. You feel me? So, like, the reason why I say they decline my pursuit of happiness is because they labeled me as a felon. Now, if anybody does a background report on myself, they'll know that none of my, you know, cases are what I would call serious enough to be a felon. You get what I'm saying? I was young, I was dumb, but yet, instead of using their discretion, they used black and white. Whatever was on black and white is what they charged me with, instead of using their discretion to see if it was ethical enough to charge me with that. So, with the process being, you know, I wasn't able to go to college. I never robbed nobody. Uh, I never sold drugs. I had drugs in my possession before, uh, not for my own use. Never got caught for selling or anything like that. Uh, Never got raided. I did have see this type of shit they do to me. You feel me? I went to jail. I got locked up for 1 year for breaking into my own home because my friends, I told you guys, my mom passed away. I had my little brother. Taking care of my little brother, whatnot, staying with my first baby mama, and I was smoking weed, you know, because I gotta smoke weed. You feel me? So motherfucking you know, I got locked out the crib, so I go climb through the motherfucking the side window or whatnot. Now, no, I told you I was on probation. I'm smoking weed. I can't stop smoking weed. She knows she can't do nothing about the weed. She ain't really fucking with me about the weed, but she agitated about the weed. You feel me? But same thing go. I got caught breaking in my own crib. Neighbor called the police on me. They came in with dogs and guns drawn, this, that, and the third. I told them that it was my own crib. They wasn't trying to hear none of that shit. They didn't even let me really talk at all. Besides asking me what my name was, and if I refused, they was gonna fuck around and restrain me a little bit more. You feel what I'm saying? So I go to the county. I get out. I'm on recognizance a few days later, or no, in fact, I think the next day. Whenever I seen the judge, I think the next day, because I got to see the judge within 48 hours. So he let me out on my own recognizance. Got out. Went to see my probation officer because the judge told me I had to go see her or whatnot. So she hit me with a violation. So I go do the trial, this, that, and the third. They find me guilty, sentenced me to 1 year because, okay, well, the plea bargain was either I take 1 year for breaking in my own home, or they'll dismiss that case and hit me with 3 years for violation of probation, smoking cannabis. So I took the little 1 year. You know, I was stupid. I wasn't, you know, it was election term out there in Knox County. You feel what I'm saying? So motherfucker had to do what it do. So I went to the jail. I went to the Department of Corrections, breaking in my own crib and for smoking weed for a whole year. Now I got out on a good time, so I was sentenced to 2 years of consecutive probation or parole or whatnot. So I got out. I was on house arrest, you know. Now inside now my first time in there, I was first of all I was in Stateville for 8 months. Well, a total of 8 months. I'll tell you the reason why. But within my time in there, I was in Vandalia, uh, Stateville. I was in Graham. I was in Henry Hill. And I kept getting disciplinary transfers. Like for instance, like I was in Graham, and a guy I was sitting there, and I was, I'm cool, calm, collective. I'm a short timer. I got 2 weeks before I go home. You feel me? I'm fucking guy giving out. They was giving out 2 milks. They only gave out 1 milk, and my homeboy, or not my homeboy, but somebody that was cool with me, that was working behind the thing, gave me 2 milks. Now, a dude that I thought I was cool with sat down to eat with me, and come to find out, he was getting out the next day. But for some reason, he upset that I got 2 milks. So he asked me for my milk. I denied him. He talked shit, whatever. I thought he was just bullshitting, so I talked shit back. You feel me? Motherfucking, he grabbed my milk, and he squeezed it all on my food and shit. You feel me? So I grabbed his milk and my other milk, and I squeezed that shit on his food and on his clothes. He did. He stood up. He swung. He missed. I cracked his ass. They shot the gun in the chow hall, and then they hit me with starting a riot in the chow hall. Even though the 2 COs that was there seen it and everything happened and wasn't going to give me a ticket, they were going to ticket him. The lieutenant came in and told them to take me to SEG also. I sat and said. It was already like 100. It was already like 90-something degrees outside. So inside that concrete box was probably like, I don't know, 120 degrees with no fan, no commissary, no nothing. You feel me? I'm begging the motherfucking porters for extra milk and extra juice just to stay thirsty and quench my thirst. You feel me? Because the water tastes contaminated. You did all because I smoke weed and I broke in my own crib. You know what I'm saying? So the whole time I'm going there, I'm thinking they're gonna rehabilitate me. Or teach me something new, or do something like you know what I'm saying. It's my first time being in jail. This is everything I'm hearing from the cops and from the judge and from what I'm reading and all this shit. You feel me? I get there, there's none of that at all. So I get out. I get kicked out of Vandalia on Mother's Day because my mom passed away that very year or the next that very year, and I was kind of upset, and so they kicked me out, beat me up. Put me in SEG, left me in Vandalia SEG for motherfucking, I believe 2 months or a month. Then they shipped me out to Henry Hill. I was supposed to got released from Henry Hill, but when they realized that I was from Galesburg, I got locked up in Galesburg, they shipped me to Graham. Now the whole time I was in Henry Hill, I was in SEG. So when I got to Graham, I was in SEG or X House, whatever you want to call it. But anyway, so I got out house arrest. I'm smoking weed. Following everything legit, you feel me? I'm working. I even went from staying with some motherfuckers I didn't even know, as I call crackheads or bums. I bought the house and sold it to them. They let me stay there, and I got mad because I had some weed. I had a bottle of liquor and didn't want to share none, so they kicked me out. We got into an argument, whatever. So I get out, go get my own crib. You feel me? And they hit me with if they come do a probation raid or whatever, search or whatever. And they find 2 weed ducks, the end of the blunt duck, or paraphernalia roaches, or whatever you want to call it. And they sentenced me to, they charged me with 2 counts of escape. 2 counts of escape. I never left the crib, but 2 counts of escape. Okay? Now, they just do numerous things to me, like, you know what I'm saying, like all through my life. They took me from my mama because I had left some hot dogs. I was cooking some hot dogs one day, and I was like 12 years old. And I it was kind of, I was outside, I just came in from playing and shit. It was like 9 o'clock. And my mom was upstairs in the apartment building braiding somebody's hair. And so I was cooking me a hot dog, and I accidentally fell asleep, and the water boiled out. I ain't put that much water in it, so it didn't take that long. The water boiled out. These FS come, they take us off. You feel me? My mama get us back. She fight to get us back each time. You feel me? They take us for no damn reason. You dig what I'm saying? Each time they take us, they corrupt not only my mind, but I have 2 little siblings, and one sibling was just 100% corrupted. You feel what I'm saying? Like, he went from there wasn't nothing wrong with him when he was at my mom. You know what I mean? They take him, he could come back with seizures. He's labeled as ADHD. He's all doped up off medication, all kind of shit. And it's all for them trying to protect us. You feel me? And in the process of all this shit, they done created hatred because they enforce their policies more than the reason why the policy is there. Okay, they made these policies or these laws to better society, but these policies and laws don't all the time fit the scenario. You know, so you can't just charge somebody with a crime just because they say it's a crime to do so. And so, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's all with the ethics and shit. Like, so I never had no officer discretion. I used to always get searched just for walking out the house at the age of 12, you know, 13, all the way up to now. You feel what I'm saying? Like, people look at me different. Like, the cops, it's just, you know what I'm talking about? Like, you know, walking to the courthouse, and then, you know, state's attorney and the sheriffs and everybody, they just feel like they so over me, and so like they were just like belittling me so much. I wanted to know like what they know that I don't know. You feel what I'm saying? Or what they doing right that I'm not doing right, and come to find out that I'm doing everything right. I'm just doing it. I'm going about doing everything the wrong way. You feel what I'm saying? So like, I guess what I'm saying is like most of my charges on my background are resisting arrest, the only charge, or battery. You feel what I'm saying? Now, when me and my girlfriend first got together, me and my baby mama, my wife, first got together, you know, we were both young, but I never in my life, I swear, like I said, I have her when she come home, I'll go live again. But I never put my hands on her, you feel me? But she used to get drunk, and she used to just say weird shit, like, you know what I'm saying? I try, for instance, she was driving, I had my own car, but she was driving on her birthday one time, super drunk, and she was just doing a lot of dumb shit. You feel me? So I stopped the car, whatever. Took the keys out, you know, because she's too drunk to drive. You feel me? I had the keys, and so she called the police on me. And so when the police get there, I got the keys still. I'm sitting in my car. Motherfucker, just so happened that police officer's birthday is the same day as her birthday. Birthday the same day. So he let her go, and he told me to get her the keys, and he let her drive. So motherfucking drunk, to my she couldn't even drive straight. He still let her go. So it's like I'm saying, like, and she white and I'm black. So just from all the occasions that I didn't have with officers, just off of her, you know, when we were drunk or whatnot, and we was having fun. We call it fun. Y'all call it, I don't know what y'all may call it, but we was just having fun, you know. So, you know, all that shit just come to find out, like, you know, like, police abuse their powers. Like, they choose who they want to do things to, and this, that, and third. So for me, understanding that, you know what I'm saying, I come to find out, I come to look up other things, like, you know, what the municipality building and what certain words mean, and more about our government. And so just off of all my bad interactions with the government made me intrigued about the government, made me want to learn more. Actually made me want to be part of the government. But as I started learning and processing this information, come to find out that the government it's two worlds in this. It's two lives. It's like two different zones or something. It's like the civilian world, and then it's the government world. You know what I'm saying? So the government world punishes us for doing things that we're not supposed to do in the civilian world, but the government is also the one that punishes the government for doing things that they're not supposed to do in the government world. Which that don't sound right. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm gonna punish myself. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna punish myself. Y'all okay with that? Me just punishing myself? That's basically like me going to court and saying, "You look, judge," which is legal. It's not basically like this is actually a law. You know, subrogation. You know, and if you ask any lawyer inside of the courthouse, they would say, "Well, you can go ahead and try it," but usually it's only done with insurance purposes, and it's always usually. That's because haven't nobody found a smart enough solution or a smart enough tactic to go about subrogation in the criminal form. Because you guys must know that all crimes are commercial, and anything commercial must have insurance, which is an insurance or an insurance dignity bond or some kind of, you know what I'm saying? I'm not going to go into that because I really don't know too much about that. I do know a little bit about it. I got an episode on it or whatever. But anyway, about the bonds and shit, I don't know too much about. But the criminal subrogation, I know a lot about. You feel me? So with that being said, you know, it just like basically like, you know, I started watching the police and stuff. Like, it's like, man, Joe, like, it's a lot of things that they're not supposed to do that they do. And so it's like the government notices that, so they put these laws or these what we call civilians remedies for the civilians to use against the police. You feel me? Just like the police have these laws to use against us. You feel what I'm saying? So we have these remedies that they put in place so that we're supposed to stop these bad cops or these tyrant cops or these cops that just do not follow protocol or think that they're above their badge or whatnot. And so that's the reason why I'm doing what I'm doing now. I'm policing the police because my whole life I was policed and didn't have no reason to be policed. I don't understand why it was policing me. I never walked around with guns. I never motherfucking robbed nobody. I never did none of that shit. I was always 100%, even as a shorty. You dig what I'm saying? And I just grew up and I've been in that same mind frame. And so now I'm stuck like shit, nigga, I'm the boss. Like they the public servants. You feel what I'm saying? Now, I do approve of them going out and attacking people with guns and and weapons of mass destruction, and that's killing our community with these corrupt ass drugs. You feel what I'm saying? But I do not approve of them allowing people to like for instance, like they attack all the minorities. I'm not even gonna say minorities. Well, yeah, all the minorities, because you know white people are minorities too. You know, it depends on the classification of your basically just your classification. You know what I'm saying? So depending on what classification you are labeled as a minority. You feel what I mean? So all the minorities, people that's fucked up and different, and you know what I'm talking about, like just in general, not just because you're the same skin tone as me. You feel what I'm saying? No, not at all. But you know, like they was going around giving all citations, but instead they riding around and parked out in front of the fireworks stands and ticketing people for speeding past and this, that, and the third, when they should be ticketing or policing the fireworks stand to make sure that they don't have any illegal fireworks that could be sold to a consumer, and the consumer not knowing that they're illegal or that they're dang dangerous, and let their kids pop it off and goes in somebody's window or in somebody's car or you know, and something like that. Like that is what the problem is. The problem shouldn't be that the fireworks should be illegal. It should be illegal to use fireworks a certain way. It should be legal to be able to use them. You know what I'm saying? Like as long as you got a clear open skies, probably like I'll say 25 feet around. You know what I'm saying? For it to take off in the sky, no poles, no trees, no home, no nothing. Just at least 25 feet, 365. You know what I'm talking about? Clear. You dig what I mean? I think it should be okay. You know what I'm talking about? With other expectations, like has to be some kind of like concrete or metal surfacing on the bottom so that it doesn't damage or go off course. You know what I'm saying, through the terrains that it's sitting on and whatnot. Like it's just a lot of things. So like you know, so I go around and I police the police. You feel me? I go and I push it to where I know that they can't lock me up because I'm not breaking any law. Now, I'm not saying I go out there and I just find the police or whatnot. No, that's not what I do. Like 9 out of 10, like I own a lot of properties. You know, and if I don't own the property, I tend to the property, and I basically I own the property. It's just in somebody else's name. You feel what I'm saying? Because you know, it's yeah. But you know, what I learned is like, um, if nobody's watching, no matter if you're the police or not. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you find a dollar, if you see a dollar on the ground, okay, are you going to pick it up? Or are you going to leave it there so the person that dropped it can come back and find his dollar? 9 out of 10, or 10 out of 10, motherfucker going to pick that dollar up. Motherfucker going to pick that quarter up. Motherfucker going to pick that penny up. You feel me? If ain't nobody looking, or sometimes if somebody looking or not, they don't get no fuck. So the same shit go with the police. You dig what I'm saying? Like, if ain't nobody looking, or ain't nobody watching them, then as long as they look like they doing what they supposed to do, then everything okay. Or as long as City Hall looks like they're spending the money and producing the right amount of products and shit like that they're supposed to, then everything's okay. You feel what I'm saying? But what? Like, huh? Like, Peoria, Illinois has the highest tax. You feel me? The highest tax. And the tax is what pays for the public servants and the equipment and this, that, and the third. Okay, so if we got the highest tax, why is our public servants taking more breaks and using public equipment for own personal use and a lot of things of that nature? So that's what I'm here for. I'm trying to save the city civilians money, either by making the public servants use and do exactly what they're supposed to do, or by making the public service list smaller. You know what I'm saying? So if it's smaller, then we ain't got to pay that much. So then they won't ask for that much. You know what I'm saying? Like, you kind of get what I mean? I might have said that in weird terms, but if there's nothing to ask for, then we don't have to pay for it. You feel what I mean? So like, I don't understand it. Like, be honest with you, but I just need help. Like, I need new equipment. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause I got three people just wanted to come in, and I don't have enough cameras for them. Um, I've been able to sit down and go over probably like, I think it was 36 hours worth of policies and laws with the sheriffs and the police and the courthouse. You know, just drilling them with that, and then hitting them with a little bit of the journalism law, making them do their own research on journalism law, giving them little tests on the journalism laws. Um, I'm also condoling. I'm also requiring my my helpers to do community service, whether it's going to food pantries and collecting food and going back home, processing the food, and then going back into the public and distributing, or if it's going out there just handing out water bottles, or if it's going to big events. Like, for instance, I went to the park event. My kids playing soccer. Only reason why I went there was because my kids kept coming home complaining that they out there 2-3 hours and they don't have nowhere to use the bathroom. So I go out there to make a statement. The bathrooms are open now. So I do a lot of numerous things. I'm attacking Illinois' poverty law. I'm trying to make that a must, like they say, instead of Illinois just putting it on the back burner. You know, because 50% of all taxes go to health and poverty, but in Peoria, Illinois, it seems like 62% of all taxes go to health and government personnel and equipment. You feel what I'm saying? So it seems like there's help, but Peoria, Illinois is not giving the help. The help that the people here in Peoria are getting for these charity and poverty events are basically coming from the state. You see, now the state has the obligation. Now the state has the obligation and a must. They're trying to get all private companies and stuff like that to help end poverty also, whether it be for them to lower their standards on the drug screening process, or them switching insurance so that they can be able to hire certain type of people with felons or with drug problems, minor drug problems, or drug in their system, or however you want to call it, things like that. You know, so I'm also trying to help people, like, because there's a lot of help out here in Peoria, Illinois. You know, but the cops seem like, for instance, like the cops are ticketing children because they don't have permits for the lemonade stands and stuff like that. So I'm just asking for a lot of help, man. Like, I've been through enough. I don't want my kids to go through what I've been through. I figure if one person can teach one person, then that person can teach another person, and then the chain of command and just keep going. And then, basically, in the end of all of this hoops or this mess, you feel me? Not only will the crime rate and the murder rate go down, but the what we call hospitality will begin to pick up, to where people are more friendly with different races of people and different classifications of people. Because see, right now it seems like somebody won't even piss on me if I was on fire. You feel what I'm saying? That's how much we are in between here in Peoria, Illinois. Thank you for tuning in. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you're on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter. Forget it's like two more blogs. I'm sorry about that. I forget the top of my head. But yeah, thanks a lot.